It's time for Outdoors in the Valley on WJER. Outdoors in the Valley is brought to you by TMK Valley Propane in Bakersville. When looking for a reliable local propane provider, trust TMK Valley Propane. Affordable, friendly, professional, all the way with TMK. Outdoors in the Valley is coming up next.
Reduce your energy costs and get rebates up to $400? Thad here for TMK Valley Propane. The Ohio Propane Council offers Ohio residents rebates for installing new propane water heaters and furnaces. Heck, even licensed installers can receive incentives for installation. Visit OhioPropaneRebates.com. This public service announcement is brought to you by your friends at TMK Valley Propane.
All the way to TMK, service with a personal touch.
Engines and bats and sturgeons, oh my. It's an interesting week. Outdoors in the Valley on WJER. I'm your host, Tom Reed. Thanks for joining us. We begin our week at the 60th Annual Tuscarawas Valley Pioneer Power Show, continuing today. Bring the entire family for demonstrations, food, and games. Antique power is a lifelong interest and a family tradition for many enthusiasts, like board member Ben Pauley.
I've actually been in the club one way or another since I was like 8 months old. That was my first show. This year will be my 36th show. One of the board members down there now. It has grown over the years, and we've had our ups and downs. Rain sometimes plays a factor in that, but our goal as a club is to keep this stuff alive. You can't forget where you came from. When I've got two little boys here at home, and you just mentioned the word tractor. They're all over the ones that we have in the garage. Grew up on some of the equipment that you see displayed as far as farming. We actually have a Russell steam engine ourselves, but yeah, I mean, that old iron stuff kind of runs in a lot of our blood.
And what kind of equipment will we see at the Tuscarawas Valley Pioneer Power Show this weekend?
We have steam engines. One of the oldest engines will be built right around 1896. Some of the newer engines are built into the early 1920s. Our sawmill will be running. They'll take rough logs out out of the woods. They'll saw them into boards. They edge them so when they leave their rough sawn lumber for whatever building projects those individuals want to use them for. We'll have a shingle mill that'll run periodically throughout the weekend. So before you had asphalt shingles and steel roofing in that, they would actually saw these wooden shingles out of wood blocks to then nail on your roof. Our thrasher machine will be up and running. In the days prior to combines, these machines would have been set up at the farm. They would move farm to farm with a steam engine or a gas tractor, and they would thrash all the grain that you see in shocks now and would store that grain in the barn, and they would blow the straw out on a pile to be baled. We have a baler set up that they'll bale the straw once they're done thrashing. So we have that larger equipment there. We have guys that bring in antique hit-and-miss gas engines that would have run pump jacks to pump water. Some of them would have ran early washing machines, small burr mills to grind feed for cows and chickens and hogs and things like that. So there's a little bit of everything across the board that would have been used turn of the century for farming. We're featuring International Harvester this year, that family of equipment. So you have Case IH, Farmall International, McCormick Deering, all those companies that kind of merged over the years.
The 60th Annual Tuscarawas Valley Pioneer Power Show wraps up this Sunday afternoon at the Fairgrounds in Dover. This Monday night, the full moon will take center stage. WJER's Midnight Radio host, Laurel Quillen, tells us more about this show after dark.
The full sturgeon supermoon will peak on Monday, and it's the first supermoon of the year. It will appear bigger and brighter than any of the full moons we've seen this year. In Native American and European traditions, the August full moon is commonly called the sturgeon full moon, named for the freshwater fish often caught in this summer month. Lake sturgeon are rare today due to previously intense overfishing, pollution, and damage to their habitat, but the full moon's August moniker reminds us of the significance of these living fossils. Some Native American tribes had different names for the August full moon, including the flying up moon, marking the time some young birds first take to the air, also the black cherries moon, and for others, it was their harvest moon. If you're a fisherman that believes in following the moon cycles, this Monday will wrap up your peak fishing days for the month, so try to get out to the water this weekend if you can. For the farmers, the best days to cut hay will be this Thursday and Friday. And if it's time to harvest your below-ground crops, it's recommended that you put that chore off until next weekend. For more information on the moon and its cycles, visit almanac.com.
Fresh harvests are in at the weekly Tuscarawas Valley Farmers Market. The Tuscarawas County Fairgrounds hosts the market every Wednesday, rain or shine, from 3 to 7. This week's market will be extra fun for kids. Farmers Market vendor Carrie Williams with the local 3 Ps Market Garden elaborates.
This week's Tuscarawas Valley Farmers Market will feature special guest Cedar Crest Farms. Get ready for fun kids' activities and a petting zoo. If you're hungry, enjoy a meal from Mess Dad's Concessions and top it off with dessert from Schloniger's Old Fashioned Ice Cream. Music starts at 5 from Scott and Diana Marshall, and Ms. Katie returns to the Clover Cafe at 5 o'clock with another delicious cooking demonstration brought to you by Layman's. Find local products like honey, maple syrup, organic popcorn, mushrooms, wine, baked goods, meat, eggs, and dairy products. The Tuscarawas Valley Farmers Market is open rain or shine every Wednesday from 3 to 7 at the fairgrounds in Dover. And be sure to bring the kids this week for the petting zoo.
Next Saturday marks International Bat Night, and a day of educational fun is planned for the whole family. The Wilderness Center Astronomy Education Specialist and Dark Sky Initiative Coordinator Robin Gill shares the details.
Our BAT program will feature a couple of speakers. One will be John Lorson. He's the administrator of the Wayne Soil and Water Conservation District. He's going to do a presentation called The Bat Superhero in Need of a Savior. And then we have Tracy. Hers is Beloved Bats International Bat Night. And that's because our Bats of the Night is also part of our celebration to be part of an International Bat Night being observed by 30 countries to spread awareness on bats and their habitat and to do some bat myth-busting. And our program has been designed for the whole family. We've got our Bat Enchanted Forest characters handing out treats because there are bats who eat just insects, and the bat species in Ohio are insectivores. They eat only insects. But the fruit bats, they're out there. It's like over 500 different foods that they pollinate. It's amazing what they do. Like bananas. Did you know bananas, we wouldn't have them without bats? Or your tequila, if you're a tequila drinker, because they pollinate the flowers on the agave plant. So bats are incredibly, incredibly important, but they are affected by artificial light at night. The program itself is free, but we want them to register so we can get an idea how many treats to have to hand out. And we're going to have some take-homes that the kids can make, some activities for them to do.
Meet a real bat up close and pose for a photo with the costumed Enchanted Forest Bat Helpers, who will provide treats. To learn more and to register for their Bats of the Night program from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. next Saturday, visit wildernesscenter.org. Next weekend, summer will have officially gone to the dogs. Families and their fur babies are invited to the Norma Johnson Center next Saturday to celebrate the Dog Days of Summer. Tuscarawas County Parks Department Education Manager Marcia Freeland fills us in on the details.
On August 24th, the Summer Dog Days will be held at the Norma Johnson Center. We will be meeting on 3645 Conservation Drive, Dover. Just as a reminder, the State Route 39 could still be closed during this event, so please plan ahead before coming. The Summer Dog Days, we invite individuals to bring their dog out to the Norma Johnson Center and hike from 9 to 11 a.m. Not that you can't hike out there at the Norma Johnson Center anytime, but we will be having a special registration and meet and greet from between 9 and 11 on that day.
The hike starts at 9 on Saturday, August 24th. Learn more at normajohnsoncenter.com. For WJER, I'm Tom Reed, wishing you a superb supermoon, amazing adventures with bats, and delightful dog days of summer. And enjoy the 60th Annual Pioneer Power Show today at the Fairgrounds in Dover. Have a great week outdoors in the Valley.
Thanks for listening to Outdoors in the Valley on WJER, brought to you weekly by TMK Valley Propane in Bakersville, online at tmkvalleypropane.com.